Well, last year, nearly 6,000 Oklahomans were killed by tobacco use. We now rank number 3 in the nation in the number of lung cancer cases, and it's costing us big money. Estimates are, whether you smoke or not, tobacco use in our state will cost each one of us roughly $600 this year, including everything from unpaid medical expenses to lost productivity. Now, in March, a smoking ban went into effect that made all restaurants in Oklahoma smoke-free unless they'd installed separate air handling systems for smoking areas. Our Rachel Hubbard looks at how this new law is affecting folks at the local diner.
I went down at Carlsbad.
It plays out in cafes and diners all over the state, where people get together and eat breakfast or lunch and sit around for hours contemplating the world's problems. And while they're at it, some of them smoke. Or at least they used to. Renee Koservani owns Beverly's Pancake Corner in Oklahoma City, one of the restaurants that has recently had to change the way it operates.
More often. I'm not cooking at home night.
It was so hard, such a hard issue for me. It's just like you have a family and you tell your husband, no, you can't smoke in your house, in our house. And it was that hard for me to tell my customers. But when it's law, it's law.
Restaurants like Beverly's had 30 months to comply with the smoking regulations that were passed in 2003. In spite of the large exhaust fan that constantly runs at Beverly's, removing the permeating smells of grease and smoke, the law requires restaurants that allow smoking to provide 2 dining areas with 2 separate ventilation systems, one for smoking and one for non-smoking. Koservani decided to go smoke-free.
Well, my restaurant is pretty small and it's kind of, cozy the way it is. I'm not planning on doing anything separate.
Smoke-free is the option most restaurants have chosen to comply with Oklahoma's smoking law. An informal survey done by the Oklahoma Health Department a year ago showed more than 2/3 of Oklahoma restaurants had already gone smoke-free, even before the requirements took effect. Bob Miner is the Clean Indoor Air Coordinator for the Oklahoma Health Department and has spent the last 3 years educating restaurant owners about their options.
A great number of cities have passed similar laws. So we can learn from their experiences that in most instances these laws have been largely self-enforcing and compliance has been achieved without a great deal of enforcement action.
And that's what we did. We are a smoking restaurant.
Roman Lasanyuk says 85% of his customers smoke. He manages All Seasons Pizza and Grill in Oklahoma City, and he thought being an all-smoking restaurant was an option under the law. But Miner says that's not the case.
Those places will be smoke-free unless they provide a smoking room. While there might be grumbling on the part of a few individual smokers, that by and large they maintain their habits of patronizing the same establishments that they have in the past because they go there for the food, for the atmosphere, for the companionship.
If the law is enforced, Lasanyuk says he will have no choice but to ban smoking. But he says that will hurt his business.
Well, of course it would, because some people want to sit down after they eat and they had a nice meal and want to sit down and smoke. There is nothing we can do.
At Beverly's, Koservani remains optimistic about the changes. She waited to ban smoking until the deadline to accommodate her smoking customers. She says it's too early to tell, but she thinks her business might even improve.
I have customers that make me believe that my business even will improve, so I'm hoping of that. I'm just have to wait and experience.
Fines for violating Oklahoma's smoking ban range from $10 to $100, and the health department can sanction a restaurant that violates the ban. Currently, Miner says no formal inspections are planned, but they're monitoring restaurant compliance with restaurant health inspectors and with their smoking complaint system, which will prompt an inspection of a restaurant if a complaint is filed.